Hello, my favorite foodies. Today we are going to be making some delicious cinnamon rolls. Let's get started. First, we're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of dry yeast. Next, we're going to add 1/4 cup of warm water to the yeast, and then we're going to give it a stir. Next, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar to activate the yeast. And next, you're going to want to stir up the sugar. So next, you'll want to set it aside in a warm area to let it rise for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so next, let's get started on the dough. We will start out with 3½ cups flour. And next, we'll add 1/4 cup sugar. And now a 1/2 teaspoon salt. And now a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then you want to give it all a good stir. Okay, next we're going to add the yeast. And next we're going to add 3/4 cup warm milk. Next, I'm just going to add the milk to the measuring cup with the yeast, just to make sure we got every last bit of it. Next, we're going to add 2 eggs. Next, we're going to add 1 tablespoon shortening. Next, we're going to add 1/4 cup of softened butter. And now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now we're going to give it a good stir, making sure we get the butter and the shortening mixed up well. We don't want any lumps of the butter and the shortening in there. And next we're just going to have to use our hands, just get our hands in there and start mixing the bread and kneading it. Okay, once we get the dough into a ball, I'm just going to go ahead and place it on a clean countertop. I also place a little bit of oil on the countertop as well so that the dough doesn't stick to the counter. And then just start kneading it to smooth it out. Okay, next we are going to let the dough rise, but first I'm going to oil up the bowl and then place the dough back into the bowl, and then we're going to cover it. I'm going to put it in the oven without the heat on, just the light on in it so that it gets nice and warm, and we're going to let it sit and rise for about 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, next we're going to make the filling. We're going to start out with 4 to 3 tablespoons of softened room temperature butter. Next, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And next, we're going to add 1/4 cup granulated sugar. And next, 1/4 cup brown sugar. Okay, next we're going to give it a good mix, making sure we get all the lumps out of the butter and make a smooth filling. Next, we want to add just a few splashes of vanilla extract. Okay, and this is the consistency I like my filling to be. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and take out the dough, and we're going to prep it to roll it out. So I'm just going to place some flour on my countertop. Okay, now we're going to get ready to roll it. Just keep rolling it out to get it as large as you can get it. Okay, next I'm going to get the filling and I'm going to spread it all over the dough here. Next, I'm just going to put small little pieces of butter throughout the top of the filling. Once I'm done with the butter, I'm going to take one edge and then I'm going to start rolling up the dough. Now that I'm finished rolling up the dough, I'm going to just use some dental floss, put it around the dough, and then squeeze it. And then we're going to make the cinnamon rolls. And you can make them as large or as small as you would like. Okay, now that we're done cutting up the cinnamon rolls, I'm going to place them in a cake pan. I'm going to use a little bit of butter to butter the bottom of the pan just so that the cinnamon rolls don't stick. Now we're going to let them rise again for an hour. Just going to place them back in the oven with the light on and no heat. Now let's get started with the cream cheese frosting. Let's add 16 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 2 cups powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, and then I like to put 1 tablespoon of almond extract, and then we're going to give it a stir. This is where I realized I used too small of a bowl for the frosting, so I'm going to transfer it over to a larger bowl, so that way when I mix it, it doesn't spray everywhere, and I have more room to be more aggressive with the mixing. Okay, now let's take a look at our cinnamon rolls after they've been in the oven rising for another hour. Okay, now I have some extra filling. I just added a little bit of water to it and a little bit more of vanilla extract just to make it a little runny. I like to not waste it, so I will put just a little bit over the top of the cinnamon rolls before I bake them. This is optional. You don't have to add the extra filling to the tops of the cinnamon rolls if you don't like. And as you can see, there's still a little bit left over. Now we're going to place them in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, they are all done. Next, we will frost them. So I still have some extra filling and I love my cinnamon rolls ooey gooey. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. I'm just gonna finish it all on top of the cinnamon rolls and then we'll get it frosted. Okay, now we're going to start with the cream cheese frosting. I just put a little dollop on each cinnamon roll, and then once I get a little dollop on each one, then I will spread it around and try to get each one coated evenly. Okay, next I will just grab a butter knife and just start spreading the frosting evenly over all of the cinnamon rolls. All right, they're all coated evenly, and here they are. They are ready to enjoy. I love a ton of frosting, and I like my cinnamon rolls pretty ooey and gooey. So let's try them out here. Right, here it is, ready to enjoy. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more delicious recipes like this, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I get out a new recipe. Happy eats, everyone!